Hello guys, this is Pete from MyJewelryBench.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Hamilton military 1960s era GG-W-113 military watch. I'm going to go over the removal of the movement from the watch and show you how to do that, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. And just a quick description of the watch, how to put it back together, and you can go from there. Clean the watch, move it, put it back together, and you'll be all set. At the end of this video, you'll see we found a deployment buckle for it. These watches were pretty much distributed through PXs across the world on military bases for the United States military, and some of them were made for the European military. This particular watch is a Hamilton. It's in great shape. The case is in relatively good condition. And one of the things about these watches that everybody seems to forget is how to open them, because they are a little tough to open. Not too tough. I'm going to show you how to open it up today and do a quick review of this. So, like some Longines watches from the 50s and 60s, these watches, to get them out, you have to do two things. You have to disconnect the crown from the watch, and disconnecting the crown is simply by pulling it out to the first click, which is basically just one click. This is a two position, so it's in winding mode when it's in, it's in setting mode when it's out. The watch has a hack, so when you pull the crown out, the second hand will stop. That allows for military timing. So I'm going to pull this out to the first click, and now we're going to gently pry the crown off. And I'm going to be very careful here. This is a slip crown, so we're going to disconnect it from the stem, and we'll take a quick look at it. And you can see that, I can get it in focus here, that there's a little notch in the crown, and it has a little hole to it, like a little opening that slips into the stem inside the watch. So now you've got the crown off. I'll put that aside. So how do we open up the watch? How do we get the watch movement out to do service? Well, again, like I said, most Longines from this era, other watches that have a typical slip crown to keep them watertight, you need a crystal remover. These are typically plastic crystals. So we put the crystal remover on the crystal, and we tighten it up, squeeze a little bit, and the crystal should come right off. Look at that, just like that. I'm going to put that aside, and now if I tilt the watch over, the entire movement comes out of the watch. Now this watch I just did a full service on. I did this for a customer. It's in very good shape. Put a new mainspring in it. It's been cleaned, serviced, oiled, and timed. Works really well. You can see that the dial is in pristine condition for this vintage era. And the hands haven't done any damage to the dial itself. Remember, these dials are painted, so the matte paint is kind of like a fine powder coat, but not as tough as a powder coat. And what eventually will happen if the hands rub against the dial, or if there's any damage, you'll get small scratches, especially in a black dial, that you'll be able to notice just about anywhere else. I'm going to put the movement aside here, and we're going to take a look at the case. This is a solid case, which means that the case itself does not come apart. It's a one-piece cast that was probably milled, and if you look, I'm going to show you this little trick, because this will come in handy in the future. We take the crown and we put it into the tube, the case tube, and if you look closely, you can see that the little notch there will slip into place on the crown itself. I'm going to show you the crown here, or the stem rather. So if we look at the stem here, little pointer, I'm going to turn this a little bit. Give me a second. We'll use this. I'm just going to slide it on here. but typically you would push it on. And I'll slide it off. So if we look closely, you can see that the stem in the watch has the reverse of the crown post. So you can see how it would basically just push against this, and if you push hard enough, once the movement's firmly in the case, these will snap together. Hence why this is kind of hence why this has an open end on it. And once it's in the case, in the watch movement are firm. Once the crown is in, that's like the last bit of holding the watch movement in place permanently until you need to take that apart. Now, to reassemble the watch, because this is a solid case, again, we go in at an angle and we insert the stem into the little notch that's on the case. And get that situated there. Then we take our crystal remover and we're going to put that back onto the case. I'm going to twist the crystal just a little bit to make sure it slips in, and then I'm going to basically hold this piece and turn this counterclockwise to loosen up the claw, and the crystal is firmly in place. The next step is to take your crown, insert it into the case tube, and get to a point where it's lined up, and you can tell when it's lined up because you should be able to feel that. You should be able to feel that connection, see the hands turn. Now that we know we're in the right position, let's just do that again. So I've got those two little notches lined up with the stem, and what I'm going to do is firmly push the crown into the watch. You'll hear a loud click. So once you get the crown back in place, you know, the nice thing is you can wind the watch back up, pull the crown out to the first click, or its only click, and then you can set the time. It is 11:32. Push it in, and it starts right up. These were really well-made watches. The model number on this watch, if I can read it really good, let's get it up there, is a GG-W-113. Serial number is 27767. The date on this watch, September 1969. And of course, you can see all that right there. So, beautiful little Hamilton. Nice little military watch. Does need a deployment band, so I'm going to find a deployment band, see if I have one in stock. Hopefully I do. Can't guarantee I do for the customer who wants this. Thanks for watching this quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe now, and you'll be notified every time that I upload a new video. My videos cover jewelry repair, watch repair, and I do some reviews too. Some custom work and some CAD work also. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, subscribe and you'll see those videos, and check out our webpage, www.myjewelrybunch.com. And if you want to help support this channel, you can do so. Follow the link below at Patreon. And anything you can do for us is greatly appreciated. Have a good day and good luck.